quite square.
We are live.
Yeah, we're not quite square. We're like juxt, but you'll see what I mean. Yeah, one's up, one's.
I did that on purpose because I'm looking up at
okay.
you. See?
Okay, no.
If you look at me, I'm looking at you.
Oh, I see. Okay.
You know, I thought that would be kind of fun.
That is fun. Yep. All right.
And we are live.
We're live. Woo!
You can. Oh, hey, welcome to the Story Forge podcast. I am Gabriel Rathweg, one of your co-hosts, and this is Dominique, the laughing man Mondesir.
Hey. Hello.
Oh, we do a thing before we start, and we go, hey, who wants to be the one to do this and do that? And I'm like, I'll do the introduction to the story, to the podcast. So, yeah. So anyway, welcome. I'm Gabe Rathweg, and this is Dominique, like I just said. Dom, how you doing today, sir?
I'm doing good, my brother. I'm doing good. I have just I don't know if last time we spoke if I had started streaming or I was gonna start streaming. I'm not too sure. Can you remember?
Yes, you had just, that was like you were about to do your first one.
Okay,
and you did it for like 45 minutes, and you were like, hey man, I'm doing it.
Yes, well, I have done it every day since, apart from I want to say Friday, but been going great. Yeah, really loving it. It's making me accountable. I've got to write because people are watching me, and it's getting smoother because you kind of just forget them. Yeah, amazing. Apart from that, just getting into book 3, Destroyer of Gods, and yeah, life is not too great. I'm looking at the outside right now. It is partly sunny in England, which means it's fucking beautiful. How are you?
I'm wonderful. I'm glad we get to do this podcast today, man. It's like getting to hang out with my friend, dude. So it's good times.
I know, it's good. It's great. I love it. What you been up to?
It's another day in paradise, man. Waking up to a dark sky, but full of stars, man. And I get out there and breathe that fresh salt air, and then the sun comes up in paradise, and I'm like, man, I get to live here. This is great, man. How great is life? And then I get to write books for a living. Fuck yeah. Don't other people hate me?
As one of the greatest films I've ever watched says, they hate us because they ain't us.
That's right. Although those two guys had a falling out, you know, because one of them was like a dink dink, bink bink.
Pedo.
No, well, I guess pedo. I thought it was sexual assault, but it could be pedo.
I think it was pedo because
I thought it was SA or grooming or something.
One of the girls was in like high school, and I think he knew.
I don't know. It's when all those things come out to me, it's like, in somebody of that like physical stature and sexuality, I can have so many different girls, and then like all these young girls come out that are like,
it's a bit
no, that's a young girl thing. I've met less men into young girls than young girls think that men are into them. Like I just in my experience,
that's true.
And men in my experience who've gotten laid most of their life have no need for young girls. That's just my experience. Now, men who blossom later in life, that's a little bit different.
That's a bit different. I think you find this. We're going on a wealth of tangent there, but
welcome to the PD podcast with Dominique Mondesir, professional expert on PD and author, and your other co-host Gabriel Rathweg, PD expert.
I think what happens is all of these guys that hit stardom don't have the best, not best upbringing, but I think back to all the drama kids. They were some fucking nerdy dorks. They got beaten the shit out of.
Bro.
And now, 20, 30 years later, they're the man or the woman. And that's why all these allegations come out. Because it's just the warped sense of power. Or wanting to relieve.
They're all creepy weirdos.
Yeah, or wanting to relieve that high school fantasy. And that's where that comes in. But anyway.
I don't know. Anyway. I hold all parties accountable for being creepy weirdos. Men, women, everybody, but not the kids. Sorry. And on that note, episode 6 of the Story Forge podcast with your host Gabriel Rathweg and Dominique Mondesir, not talking about what we were talking about 2 minutes ago at all anymore, but it will probably put it in the story today somehow. I'm pretty sure now.
Sure.
You know why that is because Sam the Man's a 7-year-old boy physically.
That is why. And
he's a 35-year-old mentally. So there's going to be some pedo stuff with this character.
I think there has been already the last couple of episodes.
Yeah. So it is actually in vogue for us to talk about it in regards to the story that we're creating.
It is.
And let me mention this as Dom sucks his giant metal tube. We create the story off the top of our head. So that means as I'm telling the story or Dom's telling a story, it's just brand new. Like, it's not something we've rehearsed or written down. It's just like coming up with things on the fly. So like if you were to, I mean, it's not even like, I was thinking about, it's not even like comedy. It's not even like a rap battle, because in comedy they have preset jokes and preset things that they're telling. And in a rap battle, the same thing. They have raps that they have set up. It's just the timing and how you say it. We're literally creating, I hate using the word literally, it's overused, but we are in actuality, in reality, creating a whole story from scratch in real time without any preparation.
Yeah. You know? Improv at its finest, ladies and gentlemen. Improv at its finest. That's
without why even a yes and.
Actually, shit, yeah, without even a yes and. If I'm honest with you, I don't think, because both of us have like a decade under our belt storytelling, if we were to do this 5 years earlier, I don't think it would flow as well. Even like, yeah, you need the writing chops to do it and to be on point. And it's a hard thing to describe, but unless you have the hours put in, you're gonna struggle.
In fact, I did try to do it 6 years ago with some other writers, guys I really like, you know, and it just didn't work out. You need the time to build those chops, and it's like taking your car to a mechanic and they look at it and go, that sound is this, and this rattle is this, and that there's that thing, just by knowing. So, you know, yeah, there's a whole thing there to that. Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah, there is. Which, yeah, I always say everything happens for a reason. I think me meeting you in Vegas, 2000.
Hey, can I put some background music in? Is that okay?
Yeah. Me meeting you in Vegas in 2023, and then
November will be 2 years, right?
Yeah, 2 years, and then
24, 25, yeah.
Yeah, all that stuff, and then doing this, and then I think everything comes at the right time. So,
hey, let's give a little backstory to that. Like, Dom and I, we're gonna do the podcast, and everybody, you know, we all of our 2 watchers. I hear you. You should get started, but here's a little backstory on how both of us met. In 2023, I was living in Germany. My wife was working over there, and I was living in Germany, and Dom was living in England. But we both flew to Las Vegas to go to this conference called 20 Books to 50K.
Yeah.
The funny part, I lived a 1 hour and a half flight from Dom in England, but we had to go to Vegas to meet. But anyway, you were saying, so we go to Vegas for this conference.
Yeah. And Vegas is fucking hell on earth. I hate that place. I fucking hate that place. It's sticky pavement floors or sidewalks if you're in the US. I've never been somewhere where I'm outside and it's daylight or nighttime and the fucking stones are sticky like a dirty like bar or anything. It just boggles my mind. And then the elderly prostitutes with grey hair in short shorts and bikinis or bras. Just,
where did you see those at?
They were near the mall, so not quite on the strip. I think they'd like shooed them away from the strip. So near the strip, the younger ones were there. But if you kept on walking, like like life.
Dom and I had 2 different experiences in Vegas. I'm just saying,
life where. Because I just wanted to walk, but you couldn't really walk in Vegas. So I just started walking like away from the strip. It just got more depressing.
That's like, all there is a strip. Until you get to Henderson or outside of town, it's just real bad.
Yeah, as I kept walking, get more depressing. I was like, fuck my life and fuck this place. So I was looking to leave early, and then I met you.
Okay. Before you continue, that's what happened. But we both went there because we thought, like, we're both in the same place in our careers that we're like, hey, we need to learn more. We're not taking this jump to the next level. We need to go to this thing, spend thousands of dollars to go there, stay at these hotels, and hundreds of dollars for this conference because we're obviously not doing. We got to learn what to do. But we go there and we sitting in these conferences, listening to these people talk, and it's just motherfuckers selling stuff to you about how to write, and all these other people dreaming of how to write,
who've not written a book, who've not done anything,
or have written a book 40 years ago and have still written the same book for 40
years ago. And it was like, and I remember I had like almost a little mental breakdown, and I was with my friends Cara and Adam and Sasha Black, and I was screaming, and people must have think I've lost my mind. They're not gonna make it. They're not gonna make it. That fucker's not gonna make it. And it was just a case of people dressing up in fairy costumes and dragon costumes and not talking their business seriously. And
most of the people there were there to cosplay and have fun. They weren't serious about the craft, which sounds crazy. Oh, the craft, but they didn't really want to be writers. They didn't really want to make it, and they just wanted to go be part of a community, which is fine. That is a totally cool thing to spend your money on, and people are great and all that. But to be a writer, to go to become a writer, an author, to make your living as a respected, or not even respected, but just make enough fucking money to pay your bills and live. These people were not there for that.
No.
And when I met Dom, we were sitting in the back of this conference room, just like, fucking, this sucks, blah, 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 blah. And then we go outside, and if I may, spark up, some talkie sticks. And we just like, dude, we
call it adult candy in the UK. Some adult candy.
Okay.
God.
Some air freshener. Gov, from air freshener, Gov. So, we're talking, and I'm like, hey, man, do you even want to be here? Are you learning anything? And Dom's like, no, I'm not learning shit. I was like, I'm fucking leaving. And I'm like, me too. I don't even want to be here. I'm only going to stay here because I think Dom said, I think you said, the only reason I'm going to do this is because my girlfriend or my partner is be upset if I don't, go to some of these things. I was like, well, I'm just going to go watch people I want to see. I want to go see Larry Correa, and I want to go see these authors that are there. And we went and sat in this room where they were doing podcasts with Larry Correa, David Weber, Steve Bulio from Athon Books. So 2 authors, and M.A. Rothman, another author. And we're sitting in the back, we're listening to them. And Steve, the publisher, Steve from Athon Books, goes, there's really only one thing that works on Amazon, and it's 3 books, rapid release, 1, 2, 3 months in a row. That's the only way to do it. That's the only, everything else is bullshit. And Dom and I looked at each other and we're like,
that's it. Like, there's nothing. Honestly, if there's 2 routes to go to this, if you want to be a writer, if you're watching this and you want to be a writer, you either write a couple of books, don't publish them, and just query. It might take
that means query. What does that mean?
Query means query publishers. So just write to
email, message.
You might send out 1,000. I'm not lying here. 1,000 query letters to Indie House, to Random House, Penguin.
Did you do that?
No.
Fuck no. Okay.
Fuck no. But I'm saying I know people who have done that. So
yeah.
That will take maybe. I'm not lying to you. Minimum 5 years, probably 10 years of your life. Or you can do the other way and publish yourself, but you have to remember that it's a small business. You've got to treat it like a small business, like any small business you open up, any shop, any store, anything. You've got a website, you've got this, you've got have a professional cover. That you've got to treat it like a business, and then you probably
there's a learning curve.
Yeah, learning curve, and the first
huge learning curve.
Yeah, first 5 years, you're probably not going to make any money until you have double-digit books out. And then you just, after the double-digit books, you just got to keep on pushing and outlast the competition. And it's as easy as that, he says.
And don't let any of these other fuckers lie to you. They didn't get it on their first book.
No.
And if they did, that's probably their only book. Just saying. Most people you see, especially anybody trying to sell you how to do something, why aren't they doing it?
Yeah.
Why? Just ask yourself every single time somebody tries to sell you something. Why aren't they doing it?
Funny enough, side. I don't. We're fucking going to tangents here before we even start. But there is this woman. She's a relationship guru. You don't know if you've seen her. She looks Arab, which very jet black hair, red lips. and she sells courses to people.
Hot or ugly?
Hot, obviously hot.
Is she on that? Is she on like that? Is she on like YouTube? Like does like a date show?
No, not her. Not her.
Oh, not that one where that one was like, "Listen, Bev, I just add some."
No.
That was a good one.
She comes across as more as sophisticated. So she dresses well, she speaks well, she classes herself as a higher woman, a higher value woman. But it's just come out that she's just basically crashed out. So there's videos of her, this woman who's a fiance, is accusing her of sleeping with her partner, and this woman's like, "Yeah, I sucked his dick, and I can suck his dick anytime I want to. Fuck you." She's crashing out on everyone. Like these texts have coming across of her just being a cunt to anyone who calls her out. And again, she is formally divorced, moved to Saudi Arabia, Abu Dhabi, and created this whole fake persona of, let me teach you how to be a high value man, how to be a high value woman, how to have the perfect marriage, and her whole life's a fucking sham. But she charges $8K for an hour consultation.
Show me somebody selling you how to do something, I'll show you a fucking liar.
Always.
100% of the fucking time, man. Grifters, charlatans, grifters, losers, weirders, skeevers, nerds, retards, and bitches.
It's 20 minutes. It's almost 20 minutes.
Well, 16. You said, yeah, we got time. Right. I just wanted to hang out with my friend, bro. Fuck the posers. I want to hang out with my friend.
Let's get in before we
let me switch this background here.
Switch the background. As Gabe is switching the background, and we've put the world to rights. The world's to rights now. As Gabe's switching the background, let me recap after I take a sip from my big ass bottle. Okay, so recap. You know what? I'm gonna say this now. This is what's the episode? This episode 6? Episode 6.
6.
We are not gonna recap from fucking episode 1. Go back and listen to episode 1. This is episode 6. Go on. What are you gonna say?
Maybe like every 5 or 10 episodes, we'll do a recap.
Yeah, but anyway, very short recap. So, our main characters: Ryan Sinclair, aka me; Sam the Man, aka Gabe, who also is nicknamed John Johnston.
Forevermore, Sam the Man. We are getting rid of Johnny Johnston until later on. It's just too confusing.
I'm about to use it, but anyway, Sam the Man, aka John Johnston, find themselves in this mysterious world of orcs, villains, white men on horseback with large swords, never good for anyone, and all sorts of weirdness. Find themselves taken from Earth as we know it into this magical fantasy world. Our two heroes, or two villains, however the story continues, find that they have some sort of magic. Ryan Sinclair can heal himself. Ryan Sinclair is also an ex-MMA fighter who now makes his living back on Earth as a cage fighter. Sam the Man is a physical therapist who loves to rub down men. Not in that way. As we make our way through the world, the two are trying to make heads or tails of where they are or why they are where they are, if that makes sense. We find out that they have been brought to
Gaia.
Are we listening to Bible verses?
No, it's just epic fantasy. I think he just has that there. Hey, person who's letting us use your music for background noise that Dom's talking shit about. Thank you for that. This is Hans Zimmer. Do you know who Hans Zimmer is? He's a famous composer. Hans Zimmer.
I just like, are we getting super religious?
6 hours of the best.
But anyway,
okay. Well, he doesn't like this. Let's switch it out, guys.
Dom,
continue with your. I put the wrong one there. Actually, it's my fault. I was just trying to talk like I didn't make a mistake.
This episode is good off the rails already. Anyway, so
pedophilia.
Ryan Sinclair, which is quite apt for having Christianity in the background. But anyway, Ryan Sinclair, needs to get back to his daughter and needs to get back to his bitch of an ex-wife. Sam, the man, is finding out himself in the world. He still wants to get back because, let's be honest, we all think we'd like to go back to fantasy Lord of the Rings world, but those worlds suck. Those people don't wash. Everywhere smells of shit, and it's just medieval.
One thing I always do when I'm telling my stories about medieval is make a very, very poignant point about how bad everything smells and how much shit is everywhere and how everybody doesn't like bathe, blah, blah, blah. But that's only in the white European and African cultures. Now, the Asians, those guys,
and Indians as well, and the Indian cultures.
Well, Indians are still.
Fuck me. All jokes. Fuck me. All right.
Oh shit! Game on, motherfuckers! Game on. Go ahead. Sorry.
So,
dude, go, man.
I'm going. All right. So,
racist.
We find out we are champions. Our two main characters are champions. They've been brought into the world for Gaia. Ryan Sinclair is a champion of Gaia, Mother Nature, her. Sam the Man is a champion of Loki. We've been given a little bit backstory in the previous episodes. Go and listen to those or watch those to find out more. We are battling something called the nothingness. We do not know what that is. All we know that it's a universe-ending threat. Also, sorry, lost my train of thought. But after we find that out, we head to the mountains to be Ryan Sinclair to be beaten up by this white beard monk kung fu looking motherfucker. Then he sends Ryan Sinclair up the mountain. He has to climb up the mountain where Sam the Man, who is 7, I don't know if I've said that, has been sucked through waters, not in that way, sucked through the waters and finds himself up the mountain. Our two
already at the mountaintop.
So our two characters are separate at the moment, and that's where we end off. So Ryan Sinclair is making his way up the mountain. Sam the Man is up the mountaintop. I think that's where we are. Are we ready?
I believe we are. Are.
As always, no offense. It's all love. Just enjoy the ride. Let us go. Yep, it's you.
If you are offended, suck it. So,
can you hear the music? I can't hear anything.
I can. You can't?
There we go.
I had it pretty low.
Little bit lower. About there, yeah, perfect.
Now begins the Story Forge podcast, episode 6. Rebirth. Regurgitation. I was swept into the freezing pool of water before I could so much as utter a protest. My body was yanked down, but instead of feeling the ice-cold liquid cover me, I felt nothing. In fact, not only could I feel nothing, I could see nothing, hear nothing. I was nothing. No time, no space, just nothing. And that's when it hit me. The fear. The fear. The fear hit me, and all I could do was laugh at it. But then, again, that feeling of nothingness came back. And not only did the sense of nothing start to take away who I was and the memories of self, but the longer I felt it, the more I came to grips with what the nothingness was. It was the end of everything. No more self, no more me, no more you, no more us, no more anything, just nothing. It's a very hard concept for most people to understand. What is nothing? The absence of something. But nobody has ever experienced nothingness. Everywhere one looks, everything one does is something. Breathing in, out, looking, smiling, hearing, chewing, tasting, all these things are something. In fact, I would posit it to any of the many famous philosophers of human history to truly describe what nothingness is without true understanding. You can only see it as fear. And then I appeared back into space, my body shaking and shivering as I opened my eyes, half in and half out of a freezing cold puddle. I stared around me, and it took me a moment to gain my bearings. There was another pool of water similar to the one I was just in, or just dragged into, but everything else around me was different. Ryan Sinclair was gone, the monk was gone, the campfire, the woods, all of it replaced by small pebbles that I was laying on, half in and half out of the pool of water. And that's it. Everything else was blue sky and white puffy clouds. That was when the air hit me, and my shivering tripled in strength, and my teeth began chattering so loud and so hard that I thought they'd shatter. Well, this wasn't gonna cut it, I thought. And then
the night was long and dark, like most nights are. As I made my way through paths that I could barely see. I'd left the old monk fucker behind after giving him a good meaty slap in the face. Something told me that action would come back and bite me in the ass. But for now, as I smiled smugly at my decision of not turning the other cheek, all I could think about was where is that you or is that me? Hold on.
What's what?
Something is. Hold on. I need to. Sorry, folks. Sorry.
Let me start the music.
Perfect. Go. Sorry. Something was pinging in the background. That was me. I apologize. Let's get back to it.
So, and then, you ready?
And then, as I kept on walking, trying not to stumble, I could think of only one thing. Poor little Sam the man. In his 7-year-old body, he was prime meat for any man, woman, beast that wanted to have their way with him. I needed to get to him, and I needed to get to him fast. Part of me wanted to leave him behind, but that thought didn't sit right with me. Something in my gut told me that we came in this together and we'd have to leave together. As the miles ate underneath my feet and I kept on walking, it was getting harder and harder to navigate. Part of me wanted to stop and camp for the night, but oh shit. Looking behind me, looking to my left and to my right, I saw nothing, but I could feel eyes on me. They were shit. I had two choices. I could either run, possibly break my neck. Hey, I could heal, or I could stand and fight. The only thing was, I didn't know who my pursuers were. Was this part of the test? Was the old man? Looking for anything around me that I could use as a weapon, I saw a branch above me. Breaking it off, stripping it off its leaves, I tested its weight. It wouldn't defeat a troll, but it would keep anything at bay that was my size. Pulling my tattered clothes towards me, I hurried up the path, eager to find Sam.
And I got up. It was hard. My body was not listening to me. And contrary to what one would believe, being reborn as a 7-year-old did not make me full of youthful exuberance. In fact, I realized how much of a little pussy I was at 7 years old. But the mind is a powerful thing. I slowly willed myself to crawl the lower half of my 4.5-foot tall, blonde haired, pasty white, slightly chubby frame, scraping my palms and knees on the pebbles until I was finally out of the freezing liquid. Then, after a few dozen more breaths and catching some strength, I stood up and then screamed. It was a raw scream, one full of emotion and pure, unadulterated rage. As a 35-year-old man, never once in my life had I ever seen a child do what I was doing at that moment. It was the dream every preteen, teenage youth had ever had as an adult, is to go back and unleash all that angst and pain and rage and raw emotion from a time that you're basically insane out into the world. Well, that's what I did as a 7-year-old. And when I was done screaming, my throat raw and not just a little bloody, judging by the red tinged phlegm I was hawking out into the stone pebbles below me, it felt good. It felt real good. So, gathering my remaining strength, I began to walk the area I had found myself. 20 meters across is what I counted with my 6-inch feet. And I was able to verify that it was a mountaintop. In fact, I would call it the mountaintop. And everyone knows Sam the Man is an expert in mountains. This thing was at least the same size as Mount Everest, judging by my years of mountain climbing experience. I had once climbed Mount Shasta in my Boy Scout troop, and I was the first one up there. So ever since then, I considered myself an expert. The clouds that surrounded the peak of the mountain I was on didn't quite make sense. In fact, it didn't quite make sense that I was on top of a mountain that was completely flat, 60 meters in diameter with a small, crystal clear pool of water in the center. But again, it didn't make sense that I could dance and sing and create magic like that. I don't know. Did it make sense that Ryan Sinclair could turn 19 and play grab ass with orcs and goblins until he was covered in blood and then just heal himself? No, a lot of things didn't make sense. But one thing did. I knew that even though we came here on false pretenses, and even though the whole thing was a crock of shit, the nothingness was real, and the nothingness was scary. And I needed to tell Ryan that. Because I found out from my brief stint with it, once Gaia was done, Earth was next.
What the? Feet pounding on the grassy verge that I could. Feet pounding on the grassy verge, I ran up. I tried not to slip as growls sounded all around me. Fucking wolves. Fucking brah! Coming up from my left, a face full of teeth emerged. I dropped to my butt as it sailed overhead. Its hairy, furry belly skimming past my face before a tail slapped me in the eye and went along the way. I was up and running before it landed and kept on going. I didn't know how long I could last. I sure as hell couldn't fucking outrun any dogs. Dodging, weaving left and right, trying not to keep a steady path. I pumped my legs and ran like Usain Bolt on crack. Luckily, my lungs and my legs didn't build up with lactic acid, as my healing ability kept the fatigue at bay. I could run indefinitely. I just didn't know if I could outrun my pursuers. Another wolf came across the hilltop, howling, basking in its glory, aura farming. I stopped as it looked me dead in the eye. Shit, the alpha. I knew if I wanted to live, I needed to take that fucker out. Taking a stand, I stopped. Looking around me, I saw the biggest tree I could find, and I put my back against it. Back covered, I watched as it slowly descended down the path. Stones and pebbles trickled ahead of it as it commanded a presence like I hadn't felt before. The others in the pack parted, allowing their leader to come towards me. Tree branch in hand, I gripped it until it hurt. This fucker wasn't taking me alive. Lowering my base, I allowed it to come. Teeth snapping. I could almost feel like it smirked at me. Like this was another Sunday and I was just some punk ass bitch that it was about to eat ass first. Waiting, wondering. I lowered my base as it charged at me. The first snap of its jaws missed me by a hair as I circled back out and kicked it. My leg missed and I folded my ass, but I tumbled back up and squatted down. I knew that all dogs smelled fear, and at that present moment, I wouldn't lie to you and said that I wasn't close to shitting my pants, but I knew I had to get out of this alive. I had to do whatever. Snap! Leaping back, the jaws were closer this time. Okay, motherfucker, let's do this. Weight lowered, spear in one hand, hand spread out in the other. I came towards it. Confused, I could see that it was normally used to its prey backing away. Instead, I kept on going forward. Now its back was against the tree. Teeth snashing left to right. I kept on eating the space slowly, bit by bit, until its rear touched the bark of the tree. An owl overhead hooted and flew away, causing feathers to descend on us as our ruckus had scared it away. Waiting for the pristine moment, I waited, my heart thundering in my chest, until it leapt towards me, jaws wide, coming for my throat. I dropped down, angling the tip of my branch across its heart and allowed its weight to descend upon me. All I saw was jaws. All I wished for was its death.
I heard the howling of wolves all throughout the mountain coming from every direction. A part of me knew that Ryan was heading up here. How I knew that I didn't know, but the bond we shared since coming to Gaia was strong. We may not like each other that much, but there was a mutual respect somewhere. I mean, as much respect as a grown man could have for a 7-year-old that wasn't overtly sexual. And 100% not, or platonic, not non-platonic. I think platonic would be the right word. As a 7-year-old, I'm not quite sure about that. I haven't learned those things yet. But with those thoughts in mind, I did what I knew I had to do. Get myself warm. I was freezing. And the other benefit of having been taken magically somehow to this mountaintop Besides learning about the nothingness was learning how to use my powers, and it was high time for me to practice them. Starting with trying to make a fire. Loki had told me that singing and dancing was how I would activate my magic. And so, shivering and teeth chattering, I began to jump around the mountaintop, doing the best impression I could of Macarena, followed by Who Let the Dogs Out, trying to get warm enough that I could force my lips to sing the words to the real song I wanted to. The minutes passed by, and my shivering slowly became a thing of the past, and my chattering teeth stopped chattering. And I was able to form words with my lips. You know that it would be untrue. Blah, 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 blah. Come on, baby, light my fire. I sang the words to one of my favorite Doors songs in my 7-year-old voice, and in mere moments, fire began to appear around me, a giant circle like a wall of flame, so hot that immediately I went from freezing to burning. The fire was so scorching that I immediately lost track of what I was singing as I shied back, trying not to stumble into the 5-foot-high flame that surrounded me. But, thankfully, the moment I stopped singing, the fire died out. I took a few deep, troubled breaths. The heat inside the circle of fire was a bit more than my barely out of toddler, whatever the fuck it's called, years could handle.
I saw the flames atop the mountain, but I couldn't give it much thought as my back hit the soft, squidgy dirt with pebbles digging into my fucking lower back, and the branch I had tried to use to impale the wolf. Well, I said a wolf. The thing was fucking 3 times the size of a normal timber wolf. Snapped under its body weight, and its jaws came towards my throat. Thinking quickly, I shoved my forearm into the thing's mouth as years of watching random YouTube videos of dog behavior told me that you should always give a canine something to attack instead of it choosing to attack something. Hoping that made sense, I shoved my forearm deeper as it started to gnaw and chew on my fucking arm. Said a voice that carried on the wind. You must trust in your abilities. Otherwise, how can you fight? The old monk's words royally pissed me off as the thing bit down harder and I could feel bones breaking as blood gushed down my forearms and made its way down my neck. Pain, unlike anything I had felt, fiery, hot, needle-like pain racked my body. That's all fucking well and good for you to say, you can't, but right now, this mutt is chewing on my arm. Some advice would fucking help right now. I screamed in anguish. Pain is clouding your mind. Pain is temporary. For you to truly embrace your powers, you must embrace the pain. Use it. Let it guide you. Let it elevate you. Let you and pain become one. As the wolf thing readjusted for another bite, I grabbed it by the ear and pulled it in further and shoved my hand down its throat. The old adage of a good fisting solves everything proved right then, as I kept on shoving my fist further and further down its gullet. Panicked, its eyes bulged as it tried to back away. "No, you don't, you fucker," I said, as I launched forward and bit it with my own measly teeth. It kept on struggling, but my hands kept on pushing further down as it started to choke. Eyes bulging in bewilderment and alarm, its front paws scraped my face and my chest, causing more pain to blossom. But instead of shying away from the pain, I drew into it. I accepted it. Pain was only pain. I couldn't get hurt. I wouldn't die. It was just pain. I had been through pain most of my life. Broken bones, shattered orbitals, dodgy knees. An ex-wife saying she didn't love me anymore because the paychecks were not being paid. A daughter asking why I was never there for anything. This pain was just pain. I could handle fucking pain. I'd experienced a lot worse than pain. Looking in the mirror every day, deciding if I should take these painkillers to numb not only my aching body, but numb the pain that was deep inside me of a failure I had become, not as only as a husband, but as a father and as a man. So fuck pain. Fuck pain royally in the ass. Hand going deeper, I fucking grabbed onto something that was down the wolf's throat and squeezed. A panicked yelp escaped its jaws as I held on. "It's either me or you, fucker, and right now it's you."
I sat on my hands and knees, willing air into my tortured lungs, when a screeching yelp, the likes of which I had never heard before, echoed all around the mountain. It reminded me of a story my father had told me once when he was a young traveling salesman. He said he went to an auto parts store to sell some brake pads, and the manager wasn't buying. And he said to him, "Hal, I could shove my hand up a bull's ass to feel how good that meat is from the inside, or I could just take your word for it. Take my word for it. These are some good damn brake pads." At the time, I didn't quite understand what my dad had meant. But now, as a 35-year-old man in a 7-year-old body, I knew exactly what he meant. People hate it when you talk about shoving your hand up something's ass. That thought made me chuckle as I got up from my hands and knees and thought back to what Loki told me about my powers. There was no use sitting here pouting like a child, even though I was one. And after another deep breath, began singing and dancing. "Come on, baby, light my fire." Though this time, I did it much more slowly and softly, so that when the ring of fire appeared around me, it was only a foot tall and much more manageable. I practiced this for the next 20 to 30 minutes, singing faster and louder and lower and dancing the same and changing it up. After I felt comfortable with this song and my control of the ring of fire, I moved on. I switched to the next element I could think of was water. Smoke on the water. As I switched, the ring of fire bled from changed elements from the burning red to the cooling blue of water. By keeping my voice intonation the same and keeping my movements relatively docile, I was able to control the magic I was producing. After the water, I switched and moved on to air. I can feel it coming in the air tonight. That whole day, I practiced those 3 magical abilities until I felt comfortable enough with them to move on. Besides, by that time, the sun was going down and I was starving. And though I was 35-year-old mentally, physically, I was still 7 years old. And the first thing that came to mind was, my baloney has a first name, it's Oscar. And as I began singing the song of my childhood youth, a foot-long, perfectly cooked Oscar Mayer wiener appeared in my hands.
Grabbing firmly onto whatever I'd grabbed hold of down the wolf's throat, I got up and started to spin around in a circle. More wolves came towards me, but I used the alpha's body like a bat and knocked them for 6. Yelps sounded around the camp as I kept on spinning round and round like a top, knocking them left, right, and center. After I was done, only a bloody, mangled mess of a thing was the end of my forearm. Ugh. Pulling out my hand and causing more bits of flesh to scrape off, I kind of didn't mind the pain. It was just there, like a dull echo in the back of my mind. Shaking my hand off, I looked at the carnage around me as the defeated wolf pack took off into the night. Lesson well learned, but there are many more to come, said a voice in the wind. You, my wispy, bearded friend, can fuck right off. If you think you still need to get up to the mountain path. Young little boy friend is waiting. Hold on. He's a 35-year-old man. He's not my young little boyfriend. He's not nothing, all right? He's Sam, the man, aka a little bit of a shit. But let's just clear that up right there. Hearing nothing back on the wind, I rolled my eyes and continue up. As the night wore on, the cold started to sleep into my body. Again, it was just another form of pain, another discomfort that I just had to endure. Walking up, further, I came to a stream. Bits of ice trickled down it, and I could see that I needed to cross it to continue up the mountain path. Hand covering face, I shuddered at what I had to do. I was never one for the cold, never. All those ice challenge buckets and bathing in ice was just for rich dickheads who listen to Joe Rogan and Andrew Huberman, in my opinion. Knowing that I was just preventing the inevitable, I took off my stolen boots from the village of Kurt and the little ugly women, tied them around my neck, and took one fuck that was cold. Oh, cold seeped through my foot and up to my heart and gripped it in an icy grip that Mr. Freeze would fucking be proud of. It's just pain. It's just pain. Stop being a pussy. It's just saying that mantra under my breath as I took one step after another, deeper into the freezing river. My knees started to clang together. My teeth started to chat. Walking, continuing, it felt like I had no balls as everything shriveled up. This was stopping in the middle of the path, or the middle of the stream, I should say. I looked back and I looked forward. The choice was easy. I could go back or I could stop being a little bitch. You're already halfway there. Taking a deep breath, I continued on to be met by a masked figure with his hands behind the back. He wore a similar robe to the monk, but that's where the similarities stopped. Cut off sleeves showed sculpted, muscled arms, a wide back, and a broad chest. The white mask that covered his face was blank. And I knew without a doubt that me and him would have to tangle. I would have to get through him if I wanted to continue up my journey.
After my delicious hot dog repast, I followed it up with an ice cold Coke, remembering the old jingle from my childhood. There is nothing like a hot dog and soda pop to really nourish a 7-year child's health and turn them into a growing boy. After finishing my meal, I continued practicing my magic, switching back and forth between the songs, making sure I was able to control my abilities as well as I could. Satisfied, after another few hours, I decided it was time to take a chance, and I moved on to the final test of my abilities. I walked over to the edge of the mountaintop, looking out over the abyss, staring at the clouds far down in the distance, and gulping. This was gonna be a son of a bitch, I whispered. I used to think that I could not go on. I sang the lyrics to one of the most famous songs in the history of the world. And life was nothing but an awful song. I stared out down the mountain, singing softly, preparing myself for what I was about to do. If I can see it, then I can do it. My 7-year-old body quivering, my dulcet tones of my soprano voice. I believe I can fly. I belted out the words and leaped off the mountaintop, the air streaming across my face and my limbs flailing as I screamed, I believe I can touch the sky. I screamed and screamed and screamed out the words. I believe I can fly, I can fly, I can fly. And then suddenly I wasn't falling. I was flying. I was coasting through the air.
The mountains echoed with a young voice. A young voice that sounded like an angel, but also, confusingly, sounded like an ex-artist who so frequently liked to urinate on little girls. Something touched my face. I'm not getting pissed on, am I?
I sailed through the sky singing my song, the famous song, over and over and over again, the chorus on repetition. I believe I can fly. And then around me, thunder started to roar and the clouds condensed. And then it started to rain as if the sky itself had decided to pee on all those below.
As wetness hit me in the face, I pray to God that this wasn't another PPP spish 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 moment from the great skit that was Dave Chappelle. Finally emerging out of the stream, wet, shivering, and looking at my opponent, he said nothing. So I said, gesturing. Still, I did not get a response back. Let me guess. I've either got to go through you to get to the mountaintop, or I jumped back as he came towards me, high kick, nearly taking off my fucking head. I tripped and fell back into the ravine. Getting submerged, the chill swept through me as a hand grabbed the front of my clothes and yanked me up. Ah! As I screamed as I flew through the air and landed face first in the mud.
The thunder roared and the water came down, and it was then I could hear the shouts of pain of my companion, Ryan. I turned my head this way and that, searching for his direction in the clouds, and then he screamed again. This time, a scream not of rage, but of "Ah!" which made it somehow easier to find him. I turned my flight into a dive and flew through the clouds down into the rain. The water hitting my face like paintballs coming at them at 100 miles an hour. I don't know. But then I saw him flying through the air and splashing into a big giant puddle of water. Immediately, I turned my dive into a controlled crash, changing the words of my song from "I believe I can fly" to "You can't touch this. Stop. Hammer time." And hit the ground, the earth exploding up in a mushroom cloud of force.
What the fuck was debris, bits of rock, dust, mud, and twigs washed over me like a wave machine at a theme park? I wiped my already filthy face and turned to see Sam, aka the man, in his best superhero pose.
As the dust, dirt, and mud settled, I could see Ryan staring up at me from his ass, 6 inches deep in the mud, looking at me like I was God himself come down to save him. It was all I could do to not laugh at him. Instead, I held my hand out and whispered, "My baloney has a first name," and handed him the hot dog that appeared in it.
"Cheers, my friend," I said, taking the suspicious hot dog out of his hand. "Before I put this in my mouth, can you tell me where it's come from?" He just shrugged. Well, I need the protein. I was gonna say I've had suspicious meat, but that sounds sus. Instead, I'll say this. Thank you for the hot meal, my friend. Thank you for coming back to my rescue. But I think I said, chewing on the hot dog, that this trial is mine and mine alone to face.
Oh, yes, he is correct. Hey, little boy! Whack! The old monk appeared behind me and smacked me in the back of the head, and suddenly had lifted me up by my collar. What in the Come here, little boy! Whack! He must do this himself.
Seeing the monk bitch slap Sam repeatedly brought me a small amount of joy as I turned to face my opponent, who again annoyingly stood shoulder feet apart, hands behind his back. This dickhead. I got up, brushed myself down, and came towards him. "Oh, your power is great," said a voice in the wind. "Great and powerful. Yet you rely too much on your fist. This is a land of magic. A land of wonder. Use what you can Expand your mind. Otherwise, how can you ever hope to face what you don't know? All right. Clicking my neck from side to side, I placed one hand behind my back and gestured with a come here motion towards my opponent. Let's dance, motherfucker.
What do you think you're doing flying around, little boy? I tried to keep my attention on Ryan and the giant monstrosity that was striding his way, but the old man had me in by the scruff of my neck, and there was little I could do. From this position, I was unable to dance, and as he kept shaking me like a rat terrier, I couldn't sing. It was all I could do to keep my eyes on him and impart how angry I was at being treated like this. But if the old, bald, white-bearded, ugly, blind monk cared, he didn't show it. In fact, after the 6th or 7th slap, I quit glaring at the man. And somehow, as if that was the answer he'd been looking for, he turned me to watch my friend standing there with his hands behind his back like a retard face off against the giant monster.
My opponent came at me. Arms, feet, limbs. It was a thing of beauty to behold. He was a skillful opponent. After decades of doing every martial art from wrestling to judo to Muay Thai to even Sambo and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, I could tell that this opponent was one who was a master of the arts, a savant. We danced, we tangoed, fists flying, feet going everywhere. But for some reason, I couldn't quite hit him. It was like he was a ghost of movement. Every time I danced, I
watched Ryan fight this monster, enthralled by how they moved almost in synchronicity. And as I watched him dodge a particularly vicious haymaker, the perfect song came to my head. And just as I was about to start singing, the blind monk shook me again. "This is not your fight!" Whack!
I ducked left and right. I could tell now that he had my patterns down. Anytime you were in a fight, anytime two masters were in a fight, there'd come a time where one or the other would read their patterns and almost download their fighting style like a computer, their weaknesses, their strengths, their patterns, and then it was over.
The whole fight, the thunder rode and the lightning struck. The rain hadn't stopped. But one particular blast of lightning hit close to the fighting pair, and for a second, I saw it. Ryan was the monster, and the monster was Ryan. He was fighting himself. I wanted to tell him. The words came into my throat, and I tried to get them out, but the monk, again, whack! This time the back of my head. Again, this not your fight, boy. Not your fight.
Ryan screams of anguish and getting slapped repeatedly by the old monk echoed throughout the land. If I wasn't in a fight to death at the moment, it would have made me royally happy. But right now, all I could think about was my opponent. He had me on the ropes. There was no two ways about it. Every time that we fought, every time that I attacked, he dodged and shit, a blow to the ribs. I came again, this time a knee to the chin. It was getting dire. I could feel myself weakening. Where once fighting with the wolves, my body was recovering. Right now, it was like almost I was tearing myself apart, like I was fighting myself, like I was a flash of lightning. And what? It can't. A face almost so similar. One aged by time, stress, betrayal, glared at me. It was me, the real me, the one I'd left behind, the one that was burdened by the disappointments of life, the would-be champion, the smack. I smiled at me. I am not who you left behind, said I. I am who you were meant to be. And then a punch to the gut and a kick and a punch and another kick, and I felt myself covering up, turtling, cowering, as blow after blow after blow rained down upon me, and flashes of my past life fled through my vision. The true woman I was meant to marry, instead choosing the woman I found through Tinder. Snap. My wedding day. Overpriced, overattended, not what I truly wanted. Surely I should say something now before snap. A pregnancy. What do you think? Someone asked. My true feelings being shoved down as I smiled, a fake smile, and said I was the happiest man. Snap. Getting injured, being angry, the bills were late, things weren't being paid on time, my car was broken down and a piece of shit, my wife screaming and yelling at me, saying that this wasn't the life she chose, this wasn't the life, me not paying attention, doing training, and both knees buckling, tears, snap, being in the doctor's office, seeing a scan of my two fucked up knees. I don't know what to say to you, son, said the doctor, but I don't think you'll ever. As one snapshot on one bad decision after the next flashed through my mind, faster and faster and faster and faster. I should have felt rage. I should have felt anger. But instead, something the old man said, I need to embrace it. They were decisions I had made. And yes, in a moment, they were all wrong, but they were what made me, what brought me here. They were part of my life and part of my story, whether I liked it or not. Coming out of my shell, I smiled at the being in front of me as he kept on hitting my face, but I didn't block the blows. Instead, I walked one step after the next, and embraced him and hugged me to him. As the light flashed around us and the thunder and the roar and the echo, I held myself close and said, I forgive you.
I watched as the realization of who he was fighting hit Ryan, and a savage sense of happiness came over me. It was like seeing an addict overcome addiction in real time, or a rehabilitation patient walk again as I coached them. It was a realization. And as Ryan walked forward slowly and hugged his monstrous self, I shouted out, "That's my boy!" And waiting for the obvious smack that was coming to the back of my head, immediately began whispering the words of, "I can hear you calling in the air tonight." And right as his hand came to the back of my head, it stopped. The whole monk's body locked up with chains of air. I turned my head, slowly looking behind me, his hand gripping the scruff of my neck still. And I smiled at him. I think it's my turn to slap you, old friend.
As two bodies became one and my body glowed, I felt tears trickle down my face as I realized that I was finally whole and I understand my power beyond anything that I could know. I watched my glowing hands emit a sort of energy and I curled them into a fist and grinned at Sam and said, "Watch this," as I slammed both fists down at my feet, causing an earthquake of stones, dirt, and bits of twigs to lift up into the air and shower us. I'm back, motherfucker!
I learned one thing, and I should thank the monk for, as he held me there like a struggling, weak little kitten, and we watched Ryan overcome his greatest fear and trial himself. I learned that I could sing in my mind. And as I grinned wickedly at the monk, singing one of my favorite Phil Collins songs in my head, and smacking him across the face back and forth with my 7-year-old hands, I thought it might not be so bad being in Gaia after all.
Done.
Episode 6, the end.
The end. Well done. Yeah. That was a good one. One.
Hey, Mike. I liked it very much, sir.
That was a
Hey, what's your American accent sound like?
Hey, dude. How we doing, dude? You cool, dude? Let's get some hamburgers, bro.
Hamburgers, bro. Bro, that was a good episode. That was awesome. You did excellent.
That was a good episode. Anything on the chat or anything before we go?
Oh, let's take a look. See, I have it all closed up because
I know it just interrupts.
Yeah. Here, let me see. Let's do the Kickster first. And on the Geek, we have 2 viewers. Thank you for watching. Oh, that's me. That's my voice. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching on the Geek.
Who was it?
And I don't know. Whoever's watching, it doesn't. It doesn't like.
It
doesn't like tell me. Like, I mean, they could tell me, but whoever follows me, you know.
Thank you.
We have 2 viewers on Twitch as well. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. And I guess I'll check on YouTube's.
Thank you for watching.
Once
upon a time, when we first started this, there was 0 viewers. So bit by bit, slowly by slowly.
Right. And I'm the only one watching. Oh, Dio. Dio's watching on YouTube. What's up, Dio?
Hello, Dio. Hello.
All right. So cool. So yeah, man. Thanks everybody for watching, and that was fun.
That was fun.
Do you want to do I'm
going
to switch the music out to the
Go on. While you do that, I'll sign off for me. So thank you for watching the story for.
Wait, don't sign off yet.
Okay. No, I was just saying my little bit. All right. Fucking hell. You ready?
Yeah. Go. All
right. So again, thank you for watching the Story Forge podcast. I've been your gorgeous host, Dominique Mondesir. As always, you can find me on all social media platforms under Dominique Mondesir. Instagram, Twitter, no, not Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook. Give me a follow, give me a subscribe, please. Oh, and Kick and Twitch as well. Fucking hell. I'm streaming on there on a daily. I'll try to. I might miss the odd one day here or there, but yeah, I'm enjoying that. So if you want to see my writing process, give it a watch. Give it a watch. And as always, Echoes of a Lone Wolf is out in September. And Destroyer of Gods are out in November. I've got 20+ books. Go on Amazon, find them, audio, ebook, paperback. They're all there. I've been your lovely host, Dominique Rion Linos Mondesir. Your boy's out. Over to you, my friend.
What did you say? Rion Leos?
Dominique Rion Linos Mondesir.
Like Leonas, like Leo, like Leonis, like
Lunis, and then Rion Rion.
Well, I'm your co-host Gabriel Rathweg, and please check me out on Twitch, Kick, YouTube. If you want to watch us stream the writing process, I write books for a living, so every day I stream my writing process somewhere around 10 o'clock. I'm gonna try to get it done earlier, probably between 7 and 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I currently just finished a book called Mercenary Reincarnated as a Chef, book 3. Currently in the process of editing that. You can go on YouTube, Twitch, or Kick, see the old videos. Tomorrow, I'm starting a brand new book. It's called From Chef to Crafter to Conqueror. It's book 6 in the series. I'll do a quick recap of the first 5 books, and then I'm going to start a book. I'm going to try to write one in 30 days and release it on October 15th. And follow me on all the stuff. X, G Rathweg, Instagram, G Rathweg, Facebook, GL Rathweg. I don't know, man. Look up Rathweg. There's only a couple of us. It's only I'm the only writer, and well, no, there's some other chick, but I don't know her.
Okay.
I'm basically the only one. But anyway, follow me on find me on Amazon, Rathweg, Audible, From Chef to Crafter to Conquer, I Am Gamer, White Soul, Tragic Kingdom. What else? Yeah, man. This is fun. I'm so excited that we get to do the podcast. We're supposed to only be doing it Tuesdays, but we're doing it twice a week now, just to hang out, I think.
Just to hang out. This is
and
fun.
I don't know about you, but my writing is so much faster. I don't know if it's better, but it is faster. Like,
yeah, my writings, It's. I think this is helping me improve as a writer. Just
this specifically,
off the top of the dome. Yeah, it's helping. It's helping greatly.
I really think it's helping with the creativity and like just thinking on the spot of stuff.
Yeah, so I can't wait for this time next year. Mm-hmm. I can't wait for this time next year,
bro. October 15th, man. October 15th. It's gonna. We're okay. October 1st is gonna be great, but October 15th, I'm putting a book out, so that's gonna be great. Yeah. But
should we tell them the news closer to the
time? Yeah, let's do it.
You go then.
No, you do it.
All right. So, October the 1st, we will be releasing everything that we've recorded up until that point across all I want to say streaming platforms, but everywhere you can get a podcast, be that Apple,
Spotify,
everywhere. We'll be there, and then hopefully be starting a new book or series from that point. But we can't wait.
Yeah,
we're going wide, ladies and gentlemen.
And it's just super fun. And everybody, thank you for watching and hanging out with us. And remember, if you can come up with a good book title for this, and if you got any cool shit to add, anybody that wants to help with the podcast, we can, throw in some characters, do some things, have some fun. If you have any ideas, hit us up.
Comment for book a name, please, and we'll put your, even if it's like your tag name, we'll put your name like Geek Lord or whoever, or you'll put your name there.
And if you ever wanted to be a character in a book, let us know. We can do something like that. Hey, when do you stream, Dom? When are you doing your stream?
I stream in the morning, so between 5:30 GMT time and 7. So 8 a.m.
Any of you late night owls between like 10 or 11 p.m. or midnight to like 2. So 10 to 2 a.m. is when you're doing it. I'm in the morning and he's at night, so that's kind of nice.
It's kind of nice. And during the
processes,
during the weekdays, something like 9, so even later. But I'm trying to stream as much as I can. I'm enjoying it.
Well, bro, that was super fun. I had a great time, and I can't wait to do the next one. Do you have anything else you want to add?
That's it. I'm tired. I'm hungry.
Yeah.
That's it. Thank you.
Deuces, everybody. Thank you so much for watching, and peace.
Until Tuesday. Tuesday,
1 o'clock Eastern Standard, 7 o'clock GMT, and maybe another. Who else? We might even do more than that. Who knows? Who knows? Anyway, take care, everybody. We're ending the stream.
Bye.